I still remember the sound of my name echoing through the auditorium. Hannah Rivers! I stood up, smoothed my gown, and walked across the graduation stage. The lights were bright, the applause polite. I scanned the crowd instinctively, searching for the 5 seats I'd reserved weeks before. Row 14, Section C. All empty. Every single one. My professor leaned in as he shook my hand. "Where's your family?" he whispered gently. I forced a smile. "Couldn't make it." A girl nearby had her entire family cheering with posters and flowers. Her mom glanced at me with that soft, pitying sympathy people give when they don't know what to say. That look hurt more than anything else. But 3 months later, those same people who couldn't bother to show up for me stood frozen in my penthouse, unable to speak. Funny how $5 million can suddenly make people notice you. My name is Hannah. I'm 24. I recently graduated with a computer science degree from State University. Not Ivy League, not prestigious, just a solid degree earned through grit, caffeine, and long nights. I worked 2 jobs the entire time, tech support on campus during the day and freelance coding every evening. My family never took me seriously. My parents are both respected doctors. My brother is practically a celebrity in the medical world. My sister is a power attorney. And me? According to them, I was still figuring things out. They weren't cruel, just dismissive, condescending in a polite, polished way. The kind of tone that says, "We love you, but your life choices are a disappointment." 3 weeks before graduation, I sent a message to our family group chat. Ceremony, Saturday, 18th, 2 p.m. Reserved seats for all of you. My mom replied instantly, "Sweetheart, that's the same weekend as your brother's keynote speech in Boston. He needs all of us there." My dad added, "You understand, right? This is a huge moment for him." Then my sister chimed in, "Hannah, it's just undergrad. You'll have more important graduations later." My eyes stung reading that. I typed, "Can anyone make it even for part of the day?" Silence. 20 minutes later, my brother replied, "Stop being dramatic. This is about the family's reputation." Graduation morning, I got up early, did my hair by myself, and sat alone at a brunch table meant for 6. I watched the waiter rehearse sympathy before asking, "Would you like to wait for your party?" I just smiled. "No, actually, you can cancel the reservation." Later that night, my family group chat erupted. Not for me, of course, but with photos of them beaming next to my brother at the conference. Matching suits, shiny dresses, proud captions, family first. I didn't say anything. I didn't cry. I just shut down. A week later, my sister made partner in her law firm. The family threw a celebration dinner at a fancy steakhouse. They invited me last minute, as if I were an afterthought. I went anyway. Everyone stood when my sister entered, clapping as my parents handed her a $10,000 check. My dad hugged her like she'd cured cancer. I clapped too, honestly happy for her. But then he looked at me and said, "So, Hannah, what's your plan now? Still doing that computer thing?" That computer thing. As if I were tinkering in a garage. I nodded. "Yeah, still doing it." Nobody asked more. At a big family barbecue a month later, my uncle tried to ask about my job, but my brother cut in loudly, "She just builds little websites, nothing serious." My aunt laughed and went, "Well, someone has to do the simple jobs." My sister added, "At least your degree was cheap." I laughed it off, but that one stung all the way home. Then my brother texted out of nowhere, "Hey, I'm starting a private practice. Can you build my website?" I replied, "Sure, that would cost around $3,000. His response came instantly, "Are you kidding me? I'm not paying you. We're family." When I refused to work for free, the group chat lit up like a siren. "Hannah's being difficult. Hannah's changed. Hannah only cares about money. I didn't respond. It wasn't worth it. What they didn't know was that I wasn't fixing laptops or building template sites. I had built something else, something that changed everything. In my junior year, I developed an app for small businesses to manage inventory easily. It started as a class project, but it grew. Hundreds of users, then thousands. I kept refining it. Senior year, a venture capital firm at a university showcase noticed it. They asked for a meeting, then another, then a negotiation. 2 weeks after my empty seats graduation, I sat in a glass conference room and signed a deal selling 40% of my company for $8 million. My share? $5 million up front. I bought a penthouse, not to show off, but because I could, because I wanted something beautiful that belonged entirely to me, something that said, I did this on my own. I kept everything quiet. I wanted to grow the company without my family's judgment or interference. And honestly, a part of me felt small around them. Like my success didn't count unless they approved. One day, my old professor, Dr. Davis, invited me for coffee. She asked how graduation went. I tried to hold it together. I told her the truth. The empty seats, the jokes, the dismissal. She reached across the table, squeezed my hand and said, "You don't owe anyone access to your success if they didn't show up for your journey." Those words settled deep. Then came the moment everything shifted. My brother bought an $800,000 house and hosted a massive housewarming. Everyone cheered and congratulated him. During the tour, he looked at me and said, "Maybe someday you'll afford something like this. Renting isn't shameful." I smiled, but inside, something snapped. 2 days later, I sent a message in the family group chat. "Brunch at my place this Sunday. My treat." My mom replied instantly. "That sounds lovely. What's your address?" I typed it, hit send, then silence. My dad finally messaged, "Hannah, this can't be right. These are million-dollar condos." Sunday arrived. I met them in the lobby. Marble floors, chandeliers, velvet seating. The doorman greeted me by name. My mom's eyes were huge. "Honey, whose building is this?" I smiled. "Come on, the elevator's this way." We stepped inside the private lift. It opened directly into my penthouse. 3,000 square feet, museum-high ceilings, floor-to-ceiling windows with a full skyline view, hardwood floors, white marble kitchen, a terrace overlooking the river. My sister whispered, "There's no way." My brother looked angry. "Explain, now." I set down my coffee mug. "I bought it." My dad stuttered. "How? How could you possibly afford?" I took out my phone and opened the Forbes article. 30 under 30, tech entrepreneurs to watch. My photo was right there. Their faces drained of color. My mom whispered, "Hannah, why didn't you tell us?" I finally said it. "I tried. You called it computer stuff. You skipped my graduation because it wasn't impressive enough. You bragged about my siblings while pretending I didn't exist." My sister swallowed hard. "We didn't know." "You didn't ask." Silence. Thick and heavy. I continued softly. "I'm not cutting you out, but I'm done shrinking myself to fit your expectations." They looked around the penthouse one last time before leaving, quietly, almost respectfully. The next few weeks brought apologies, some sincere, some not. I set boundaries, real ones. I helped my brother with his website, professionally, with a contract. I turned down the beach condo they tried to leave me in the will. I didn't need it. And one night, as the city lights sparkled below my terrace and the breeze lifted my hair, I realized something. I had spent years believing their approval would make me feel whole. But all I ever needed was to believe in myself. My penthouse wasn't a trophy. It was proof that I had stopped waiting for them to see me and chose to see myself instead.